Beautiful people, welcome to another exciting episode of the Hangout. And yes, you guys are not here by mistake, but it is definitely by a date, because you guys do know that on Mondays, once in Jekubete 3:30, it's you and I onto your TV screens. And also we will be having conversations that are going to give you guys some sort of motivation. And also we're going to talk about things that are happening in and around our communities, and also get you guys involved into them as well. And yes, on today's episode, please expect to have education and also to learn something new for yourselves at home. And also onto the show today, we also have a motivation that will be coming in as to how do you get i-comebacks zakho academically, because isikolo ngoku zizophinda zivulwe. And Ketinaka, we always know that we never leave our students behind. We always make sure that we go through with them during difficult times, and also just making sure that they prosper as well in life. And yes, elam igama, it is uzinhle Nqeza. And yes, ndiyeke intombi yanga ku transcribe. But today I have a date with you onto your TV screens. Everyone, please make sure that you guys continue on engaging with us on all our social media platforms. And also right now we're going to start it off, and let us hang out. Beautiful people, welcome back to it, man. And yes, indeed, Chilo, okay, before Sikale and Datikbana, please expect to have education and also get to understand Bakwenza in and around your communities as well. And right now, I am going to be having a conversation with Dr. Vuyani Boy, and he's basically going to tell us Bayena Ungbani and also in what field is he in. Everyone at home, please let us welcome Dr. Vuyani onto the Hangout. Molo tata kunjani kuwe namhlanje?
I well see Pilile. Thank you, kunjani?
Siyaphila nakuthi tatam. Masithethe ngawe namhlanje. You are joining us apha ku the Hangout. Masike sithethe about your background in terms of wena wenza ntoni, and also for people at home who don't know you can also get to understand wena ungubani wenza ntoni.
Yeah, well, now I am having a very long background that could take more minutes, if I have to outline it. But be that as it may, my name is Dr. Vuyani Boy. Hailing all the way from Alice, and I am the Chief Executive Officer of Nelson Mandela Museum, which is based in Mthatha, former Transkei, and that is where I am. And I've been involved in particular with the heritage transformation, cultural transformation, in this country, very much involved with, call it community-based empowerment projects, especially those that are targeting women, targeting young people, youth, education programs, at community level. So I've been engaged with that, and I spent more of my time with University of Fort Hare for a period of 17 years, where I was looking after the archives of the liberation movements, in particular the archives of the African National Congress, that is the ANC, and other, organizations, liberation movements. So yes, I'm having that big background. I've been involved with international projects, collaborations and partnerships, connecting people of South Africa with areas like, Connecticut State in the US. I've been trained, to areas in London, doing different things, Yeah, that's me.
Lovely stuff, Tatam. And also, you briefly mentioned that you are someone who is within development of the communities. Let us get back there in terms of how did that come about, and also when did you start to notice, you know what, let me have that hand to actually give back and also make a community that I am coming from also develop along?
Yeah. Well, it all started when I realized that many of our youth, they seem not to have a major role to play. One, in terms of economy, they are not involved, in opportunities of self-employment creation. They are just on the periphery, and I also realized that there is a need to do, that is to empower them, especially those out of school youth. Remember that immediately when they get their certificates, grade 12 certificates, and very few of them, they make it to the university, but the majority of them, you go to New Bright, you go to Zwide, you go to Motherwell, the majority of them, You know, they are just languishing along the streets. You know,
Yeah.
they have absolutely nothing to do. No job opportunities, no creative industries to support them. There's absolutely nothing. They are hopeless, demoralized, you know. And so much that most of them, they end up taking, is it nyope?
Yeah, yes.
All those things, you know, which are very much self-destructive, self-destructive. So that is how I got to the field of saying, what is it that can be done? How can we save them? How can we empower them? How can we bring them back to the mainstream? You know, that's how I got involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff, Tatam. And also, let's get to talk about now having e-youth becoming part of the developments that you're bringing within our communities. How do they get about, and also how do they go about? Do you have a specific range that you get to look at, or can you offering these services to anyone who you feel that needs them?
No. There's absolutely no specific range. There's absolutely no category, you know, because the pain that they are experiencing, it is cutting across. You know, so we are very much open, you know, in terms of engaging them, very much open in terms of ensuring that they are part of us. There's absolutely no category, no age group, no creed, no race, no cultural background, just across the board. You know, we always want to have them, you
Yeah.
know, just like that.
Lovely stuff. And also the museum has a lot of heritage, and also how can youth get to be part of it, and also in terms of how you guys trying to make sure that the youth also gets in knowledge that the museums hold, and also get education from you guys.
Yeah, we do a lot of that. You know, for instance, there's an organization that I think is based here in Gqeberha. We've been working with Imbizo events, if I remember very well. So we've been working with that organization, you know, trying to collect all the youth around Kunu, around Mvezo, around Mtata, you know, and bring them together under one roof, you know, introducing games, you know. There's another game that they used to play. I can't remember it,
Yes.
you know, but it was a very interesting game. I remember that this organization went there to Kunu together with the president, you know, where the president looked at what these young people are doing and how they are doing it. And in so much that it actually brought, you know, it caught the attention, the national attention, you know, and also the attention of the president. So that is how we are doing this. We are working closely with the stakeholders, you know. We are not doing this all alone. We are having sound partnerships, good collaborations with various social partners.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah.
Tata must be bamba up, because we're still going to come back and also get to dive in more onto a project that you guys are busy with. Everyone at home, please make sure that you guys are sticking through, because Tina Sopina Sibuya as the Hangout team, and also we're still going to hang out with you. And also onto the show today, we've got more exciting things, so please make sure that you guys do not change the dial. Tina, so we are going to go. Beautiful people, welcome back to it, man. And yes, you guys are still tuned in right here on the Hangout. And also, if Usandos join a man, as a kumbelanga siyakwamkela nawe for taking time in joining us. And yes, in Sahleli Naike, Dr. Vuyani Boy right here onto the Hangout. Uzakasikalele more about Nelson Mandela Museum, and also its involvement when it comes to Imbizo events, which is the career expo that they're curating that will be happening soon. But first of all, before we even get back to him, welcome back. Are you still fine?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yes.
Lovely stuff. Tata Masikesing again, we could deep and also dive into, you briefly mentioned it before we went to an ad break, the involvement that is between you guys as the Nelson Mandela Museum and also Imbizo events. Let's get to talk about that collaboration and also your involvement into this career expo.
Well, we are working closely with Imbizo events as Nelson Mandela Museum. And I think I've mentioned earlier on that the Imbizo events, it's a critical stakeholder when it comes to supporting Nelson Mandela's museum programs. For instance, if I remember very well, just on this Friday and Saturday, we'll be having what is called Jobs and Careers, kind of an exhibition, which is more about, linking, the jobs and to careers or careers to jobs, and it is not only them, but together with other organizations. I understand that there's going to be SAICA, which is a South African chartered, we'll call it accountants organization, and many other stakeholders. But what is important about this exhibition? It's an exhibition that is targeting young people, and in particular, those who are out of school. For instance, many of them, you know what? They always go to universities. They get all these degrees. Just imagine you go to university, to get a particular degree, and at the end of the day, you just find out no, I'm just a misfit. I don't like this thing. Perhaps I must tell you about myself. I spent 4 years at University of Fort Hare doing social work studies. And then after 4 years, I said, no, Mom, I don't like this thing. I had to start, So it's all about educating youth, about the careers that they should choose, future careers, and also educating them about the most appropriate and relevant jobs to their, call it, to their profession or to their qualifications. Yes.
Lovely stuff. And also let's get to talk about in terms of what can people get to expect when they're taking their times and also going to the Career Expo. As you have mentioned, you guys are going to give them mentorship in terms of what careers they can go to, and also how can they also try and find careers that are going to be suitable for them. So let's get to talk about now the main context as to going to the Career Expo for them, especially the youth, because the youth, they like things that are going to be easy for them to understand, and also so basically what I'm trying to say is getting onto the context, and also how have you guys tried to curate it to make sure that it's going to accommodate the youth as well?
The manner we have curated it in such a way that it should be simple, and very much understandable, and it also must be relevant, to their interest. You will remember that a museum is a place of exhibitions. So the manner would curate it. It is such a way that they interact with it. It's going to be interactive, call it exhibition, career exhibition. And not only that, but there will be individuals, sports, where they get to be provided with the relevant information on a particular career, on a particular type of a job, and where they also, interact with those leaders, with those individuals, with those organizations, universities, where they get, more information about these careers, about these professions, about these qualifications, and also call it jobs. So it's going to be very much interactive. And as I said earlier on, that it is curated in such a way that it becomes relevant, simple to understand. Yes.
Lovely stuff. And also I want to understand in terms of how important is it for you guys and also Imbizo to curate such programs, especially for the youth of South Africa and also the Nelson Mandela Metro?
No, it is very much important for both of us, because it also talks to our vision, our collective vision. And our collective vision is nothing else but to be, call it critical social partners, that are helping this government, to go forward, that are making, by all means necessary, this government very relevant to the youth. Remember that young people of today, when they look at the government, they see a different animal that is not assisting them. When they look at the government, they see, a foreign institution, that's got no interest, for them. So what we are doing together with our stakeholders, in particular, with this organization we are working with, the Imbizo event, we are taking what the government is supposed to be doing, these events, these programs to the communities. And by doing that, we are taking our government closer, to the people, in particular to the young people.
Yeah.
And we are trying by all means necessary to ensure that the young people, the youth, they are part and parcel of these programs. So what we are doing is quite a big and relevant and a critical and much needed kind of a program,
Yeah.
So that is why it is so important that we work together, and we are also calling upon other, call it stakeholders, other partners, social partners, state partners, Department of Education, there's a department called Social Development, all those, yeah.
Lovely stuff, Tatam. And also, let's get in terms of how can the youth get to find themselves within the spaces that you guys are creating, in terms of how can they get hold of you, and also for this particular event, how can they get to be part of it?
Yeah, well, the event, one, it will be communicated using the social platforms, and also the event, it will be communicated through other means of communication, like for instance the community radios, they will be there. And my understanding, as far as I know, that there are also arrangements to have to have TV as part of that. So all these, call it, ways of communication, which are very much relevant to young people, social platforms, those will be there. And also there will also be, the podcast, that will be used as a platform of communication. So those things, it's a better way of saying, even if you are far away from Tata, if you are far away from where it is happening, there will be one way or another of accessing whatever is taking place there. Yes.
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much, Doc, for joining us right here on the
Yeah.
Hangout. Siyabulela kakhulu. And we hope that you guys at home are also going to use this opportunity to find yourselves within this career expo that Imbizo has curated for you guys at home. But Owangoti into Sayenza is we're going to take a short, quick ad break, but please make sure that you guys are sticking through, because somewhere around corner, and when we're coming back with more. Beautiful people, welcome back to it, man. And yes, you guys are still tuned in onto the Hangout right here on channel 260. And right now, I am going to be having a conversation with two talented men from South Africa, and that is Uloli Native and also Upila Madlingozi. And yes, they're not in studio, unfortunately, but we do have them on the line. Everyone at home, let us welcome them onto the Hangout. Welcome, guys. How are you?
We're good, Nijani, Nijani.
Siyaphila. Lolly?
Molweni kunjani?
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us and also taking time to be with us. First of all, for people at home, just so that you refresh in terms of who you are and also Nenzandoni, starting with you, Pila, can you just please briefly welcome our viewers and also just to greet them and also tell us, right now, Upizing Andoni, because we do know that you're a very talented man who has so many disciplines under his belt.
Molweni nonke, Eastern Cape. Molweni nonke, Gqeberha, Mpuma Kapa TV, everyone that watches. Igama nguPhila kwaMadlingozi. Of course, I'm a native ke Gqeberha ke mna ke sekhaya apho. I'm sure most of you know who I am. I'm a musician, I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm everything entertainment. That's what I do.
Lovely stuff. And to you, Loli Native, we know that Ungumfana was a Cape Town. When most people do know that you do trap music, but also there is some sort of element and also change within the sound yako. Maske state about you and also your growth and also being within the music industry. Beautiful people, welcome back to it, man. And also, we are so sorry. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we had to experience during the interview with Upila and also Nololi Native. But we still have them on the line, and also we're still going to continue with the conversation that we had. And also, before we got cut off shortly, Loli Native, you were still telling us about Umsebenzi Wako and also the few recent projects that you have. If you may, can you please continue telling our viewers as to what to expect from you?
Yes, there's a big album about to come out. It's called Amandla. Amandla is all about Ubuntu. It's a Xhosa hip hop album, and yeah, we're about to touch the world with it.
Lovely stuff. And also to you, Pilar, we know that you are someone who we have seen frequently on our TV screens for a long time, but now you decided, but you know what, you want to focus onto your journey and also onto your music. Let's get to talk about your music and also the new project that you have under your belt as well.
Like you said, I've always been a musician. In fact, I made music long before I started acting. Qha-ke bendinelaga acting. And because bendinelaga yayo, I focused on it and I became better and better, you know. But yes, finally, this year, after a very long time, I'm going to put together a project. I'm dropping Free Pillar, the EP, that will be followed by the album soon. So now people can be ready to listen to a lot of beautiful music. But there's a lot of music out already. You can go to all your online stores, Spotify, iTunes, and look for Pila Majingozi and enjoy the music that's already there.
Lovely stuff. And to you, Loli, we know that uyiyo iXhosa rap rapper, but also let's get to talk about now also umculo wakho in terms of collaborations and also the people you have gotten to work with at the beginning of career yakho up to now. Who are those? And also into this recent album, what can people get to expect in terms of its sound and also feel?
HNEM has been celebrated by a lot of beautiful collaborations, the likes of MT the Hustler, as Java, and with this particular album, Amandla, I made sure that it's Eastern Cape, it's Cape Town, it's Xhosa, purposefully so. I have Uyanga Chief, I have SA2, I have from Cape Town, I have K-Wax, and it direction was to tell my story in Xhosa. And no matter what, I'm trying not to move away from that. It's hip hop, it's international, but I have to tell Icheniam the best way I know how, which is Xhosa, because I'm also an activist, you know, trying to put Xhosa out there more than anything. And the special thing about Lee album, I'll Cooper independently. I'll be doing it myself from Yongindo.
Lovely
So
stuff. Lovely stuff, Loli. But also coming on, I have a question with you. How important is it for especially artists and also musicians to keep on it drive yes Xhosa going forward and also letting also other tribes know about language here too and also get to understand it musically and also having to infuse it emculweni and also umculo which is now going to be relevant to the now age as well?
I feel like in an age where even abantwana bethu cannot speak languages zethu, native language zethu, it's very important. In fact, it's a responsibility as musicians to make sure that isiXhosa is out there. And as much as I took that responsibility and put it on my shoulders, ngoba kunzima in terms of uvakala to the masses, but it's very important and into ekudala ndafuna uyenza, and I'm happy to take on the challenge.
Lovely stuff. Pilar, coming back to you, man. We know that you have the movement called Free Pilar, and with that, you are trying to also break through within other different provinces and also other parts of the country. Let's get to talk about that. And also with this Free Pilar, what can people get to expect? Is there any sort of change within career yako and also within the sound of music that you're doing?
Well, Free Pillar is just, it's everything that encompasses who I am. It's my story, it's my lessons for everyone that is trying to learn how to be like me, it's creative freedom. I'm trying to free myself and other artists from so many things that hold us back. There's so many things that hold us back, but this is how I express it now. I as a free pillar. I grew up as Unyanaga Ringo, and that has always been a pressure that I would have to grow up and deal with. So what I decided to do is that I'm gonna free myself from the pressure. So it's just me freeing myself from all these unnecessary pressures and allowing myself to be me and tell my story authentically, because that's what I want people to remember when I'm gone. I don't want people to remember some gimmick.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Thank you so much, guys, for taking time and being with us. But but everyone at home, please, I plead with you to please not change the channel, because right here onto the Hangout. Don't you go nowhere. Beautiful people, we're back live onto your screens. And yes, Sahleli Naeke, Upila, and also Uloli Native. And right now, I just want to hear from them and also welcome them back from the ad break. But guys, welcome back from the ad break. Right now, Difunuva from you guys in terms of how you guys trying to make sure that Niangene Eastern Cape, and also you guys are making your mark within Eastern Cape, because as much as you guys are in big cities now, but it brings you back to the home ground, which is the Eastern Cape.
I think personally for me, it Kalangom music by representing Eastern Cape. As much as I'm from Cape Town, I'm originally from Eastern Cape. So it Kalangom music and as I said, it started with features with people from Eastern Cape, like Upila Madlingozi, and now we have tours that side. We are planning to come full force Eastern Cape and make sure that we don't just represent Eastern Cape, but we are live in Eastern Cape.
Yeah, lovely stuff. And also, let's get to talk about the tour that you guys have together, of having to come within the Eastern Cape. Let's talk about that. And also in terms of where can people get money more for any other days, and also other big events that you guys might be booked for Upper Eponwen.
Well, for the longest time, we've been trying to, in fact, this is not a challenge here to come nanololi. A challenge artists as Eastern Cape zonke. All the artists that are based in Eastern Cape and artists that were born and raised there but left to find greener pastures. Eastern Cape has still yet to give back to its own artists. It's something that we're afraid to talk about because of whatever reasons. I've been fighting this thing my whole career, and I still fight it now, and it's made me a somewhat of of a problem, because now the more we speak about the truth, the more we can actually fix the problems. So the reason why we are coming back now, Nololi, for me, is that I want Eastern Cape to know that I will never give up on my home ground.
Yeah.
I will never. I know we are going through a lot. I know that siyavalelana, to be truthful and to be honest, but some of us will never give up on Eastern Cape, and I'm one of them.
Lovely stuff, man. And also to you, Lolly, what sort of change are you guys going to try and bring, especially to the music scene yalapha ePhondweni, and also not trying to change the way artists zalapha ezenza ngayo, but also bringing ulwazi lwenu and also your knowledge to the industry this side? Lolly Native. Pila, you can take that one for me, please.
Repeat that for me.
So I was asking, in terms of, you guys have already been to big cities and you guys do understand how the industry works. So now when you guys are coming back to the Eastern Cape, what are you going to come and try to implement that you have learned from the outer cities as you call your upper South Africa, so that also the industry upper Eastern Cape can also get to ikhule and also be to the standard that Johannesburg and also Cape Town and Durban have?
Introducing the kids to new technology is everything. You know, back in the day, I grew up in the 90s. We had talent shows everywhere.
Yeah.
Etaweni, Eskolweni, city halls, wherever. But these days, we live in the TikTok age. We live in the social media age. So we need to get the small towns, we need to get the villages the technology that they need in order for them to show off what they have, because there are dance groups, there are choirs, there are kukho imbongi. There's so many people that we find at these shows, but they don't have their own competitions. Apho bahlala khona, because there's no technology. We need those places to get electricity.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many things where we need to start in order to take care of the artists.
Lovely stuff. And also going back to that tour, where can people get to expect you? We're going to weekend and Kakhulu, the Easter weekend, and also for Unyaka, also Kubeka. Where can people get to find you guys and also get to support you in between Apa Ipondwen?
Well, Uloli is almost done with his album, so he's going to put out dates. We are available for bookings. You can get us on all our social media, Pila Madlingozi, Loli Native. But I'm coming as soon as I drop the latest single, Imali. I'll definitely come through to Eastern Cape, because I want it to blow up in Eastern Cape before the world hears about it.
Lovely stuff, man. Thank you so much, man, for joining us right here on the Hangout. And yes, thank you to Uloli as well. Unfortunately, eNetwork had to cut him short, but we are so grateful to have hosted you back. Unfortunately, our time has run out. Okwangoku, what the last question I can ask you though is, in terms of where can people find you on social media and also find you in terms of gigging?
Bafethu, it's at lolly_native. I'm available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the socials. Please follow my journey. And what we want to bring to Eastern Cape is the spirit of doing it yourself, Bafethu.
Yeah.
That's the change we want to bring. The spirit of not complaining about platforms, not complaining about in the hours of performer, you do it yourself. And that's why we're doing this tour, coming to Eastern Cape on our own and doing it on ourselves. Amandla is dropping soon. Shout out to Pila Madlingozi, Free Pila is dropping soon. And thank you to channels like Impumakapa TV for having us and making sure that the voices are heard, the faces are seen. Siyabulela kakhulu kuwo wonke umuntu wase-Eastern Cape.
Thank you so much, Gents, for joining us right here on the Hangout. And yes, to you beautiful people at home, that was Uloli Native and also Upila Matlingozi. Please make sure that you guys check out Umsebenzi Wabo, or latest that they have out and also still going to take out. But is we're going to take a short quick ad break, but please make sure that you guys at home do not go anywhere, because it's a beautiful people, welcome back to it, man. And yes, sifikile ke kwela xesha loba sikwazi uba siyiqukumbele, but also asikwazi uba siyiqukumbele without giving our high school kids ways on how they can take back the academic year and also get a focus. Benkinafumana ke report nam, because handikla age ba kuthiwa sisi, please check out my report. How did I do, and also how can I get to improve? And I was like, this is the opportunity to also not only share with my brothers and sisters, but also to get to share with you guys at home as well. Please check out the next one from Uluxolo.
Exabafetu, are you a student who is currently in high school, facing one big predicament, that at this time of the year, you want to make a strong academic comeback? But now the problem is, You do not know how. Where do you even start? Is it even possible? No, man, you're on the right video. Don't scroll, don't go away. I won't even waste your time. Enjoy the video. The first step you need to take on this journey, Mfundi, is a level of self-honesty, where you acknowledge two things. The first acknowledgement is that there is a problem. You have not been performing the way you wanted to. You have not been putting the level of effort that is required. You have not been making the necessary sacrifices to reach the goals that you have. Acknowledgement number two, it is to acknowledge the fact that you need to take responsibility now. The time of pointing fingers and blaming people for your results is over. You can no longer blame the teachers that were absent, the teachers that did not teach excellently in the way that you would have loved them to, the people who don't want to help you when you ask for help. It is easy to put the blame on someone else for things that will have repercussions on you, instead of taking responsibility and giving yourself the power to make that change. The second step that we're going to take together is that I want you to do a mindset change, because there is nothing that I can say to you right now that will change your mind if you have not changed internally. I want you to change your perspective on what is possible. By so doing, you're making your mind more naive, right? I want you to be disgustingly positive from now on what is possible. It is possible to be positive and realistic at the same time. You need to have a level of expectation from yourself that, you know what? I'm taking this journey because I believe that I can do it. It is only too late when you declare it in your mind that it is too late. But before then, I need you to be in the same wavelength that I'm in, so that when we suggest solutions, you do not come with all the challenges. You say to yourself, look, it is possible. I can do it. I will do it. I am doing it. It is done. Number 3 is actually the most important step, because it is called troubleshooting. This is where the real problem solving begins. Troubleshooting is also known to many who know computers as developing a systematic way of problem solving, where you identify the problem and you bring up the solutions. So now we need to troubleshoot, where are you going wrong? Because if you do not know where you're going wrong, you can never correct anything. And we troubleshoot by asking 3 most important questions. Question number 1, what am I doing right? Why are we asking you this question? Because if you're doing things right, you need to amplify those actions to see the products, right? But now the key thing is, if you think you're doing something right and it's actually the wrong thing, and you amplify the wrong thing, you will get worse results. So this is a dangerous step. Identify what is it that you're doing right. Question number 2, what is it that you're doing wrong? The reason we need to identify all the things you're doing wrong is so that we eliminate these things. We eliminate these habits that are not contributing positively to your journey. Example of these habits is social media. Why are you still on social media, TikTok, Instagram, when it's taking so much of your time? Friend groups. When you say to your friends, let us go study, and they say, hey, Ntwana, we need to play some games, you definitely know from that moment on that those friends are not going to where you want to go. So you identify all the things that you're doing wrong. Question number 3, what is it that you're not doing so that you may start doing it, right? And this is a very important question, because sometimes you do not know what to start doing. You do not know what is it that you're not doing that you're supposed to be doing. This is leading us straight into number 4. Number 4, Buffett, is very simple. It is help. This is the part of the journey where you take your dignity and you shove it where no one cares. This is where you take your pride and you put it in your back pocket and you sit on top of it, because it's no longer important at this point. I need you to humble yourself. Among the laws of power, there's a law that says that you never outshine the master. It is where you shine the shoes of the master so that people can see the master, not you. So this is what you do. You go asking for help from the teachers that teach you, because they know best. They know what you're doing wrong. They know what you could be doing to succeed. So you humble yourself. You go there, teacher. Look, the way you taught this particular topic, you taught it so well. I learned this and that and that and that. But when you got to this specific topic, look, I don't think I understood it properly. This is what I understood. Please let me know what do you think about this? Then they continue. Okay, what other resources can I then use to kind of amplify my understanding so that I get 100%? What can I then use? What past papers can I then do? Can I please consult you again after school? Can we please talk at another time so that you evaluate my progress? You are humbling yourself to the teachers so that they see, man, no, this student is trying. You want to appear as the trying student. So you knock on doors. You go speak to the current top learners in that particular subject. You beg them, you buy them a bag of chips and say, hey, Wana, look, man, I just need your advice here, right? I saw how you understand, how you answer questions in class. I think there's something that I can learn from you. Take your bag of chips, man, just for your time. All I need is just 15 minutes of your time so that you explain to me this topic. There, you are trying to identify what is it these guys that are doing right that I'm doing wrong, right? You ask for help because this is not a solo sport, right? You use the resources that are available for you. There's a tutoring class that's happening. Go join the class, beg them. Oh, I would love to be in this class. I think I could learn so much. Can I please join in the afternoons, right? You beg, even if it's a class that is happening in another school. Now you're developing a level of hunger that should define your journey because you're hungry for this success. You want it above anything. It's time for you to prove it by lowering yourself and asking for that help. Number 5, guys, this is song together. The most important thing is to take action. You can do all the laborious planning you want in the world, but the thing that determines whether you succeed or not is action. So I want you to take action fast and repetitively. If they tell you, I'm practicing past papers every day, start. Practice those past papers now every single day. Take action. There's no time to be thinking, will it work, won't it work? We don't want pessimists here. We don't want people who are identifying challenges. We want implementers. Take action. If you learn, your teacher says, try this textbook, Mdanam, go to that textbook and try it. If they say, speak to this child, Mdanam, I'm sure she's going to help you or he's going to help you. Do that. You don't have time to think now. Additionally to this, I want you to have this concept that there's no more time. There's no more time. Because this thought that I have enough time, I have more time, I'll do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There's not enough time. So take action fast and do it repetitively. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going. Try this thing. If they say do it every day, do it every day. If there's a study group that's attending at a particular place, arrive there first and be the last to leave. Take action. Very strong action. Aha, Gebafundi. Last but not least, there's a particular quality that I want you guys to have that defines a lot of successful people. People thought it was intelligence that defines successful people. People thought it was hard work that defines successful people. People thought it was sacrifice. All those things are important. But there is one particular characteristic that defines successful people. That is grit, perseverance, the ability to get back up. Not all the doors that you knock on will be opened for you. But I need you to be persistent in knocking on the doors. Eventually a door will open. There's a quote from back then that used to say that successful people will knock on 100 doors, but will knock on door 100 with the same enthusiasm that they used to knock on door 1. What does that mean? It means that when you fall down, you get back up. When you ask for someone's help and they say no, you don't take it personally. When you ask for help from a teacher and they don't seem interested, you don't take it personally. You have a hungry soul. You move on to the next. You modify your strategies. You are trying your best. And with all these efforts, you surely will succeed. You keep trying, you keep pushing until the last minute. And for all these efforts, you will never regret. As someone would say, that discipline is not just about doing this thing every day. Discipline is a conversation that your current self has with your future self to say, I'm making all the necessary sacrifices now so that you don't have to suffer in the future. I'm living a life of minimized pleasure so that you can enjoy the full fruits in the future. Make those sacrifices, start on this journey, and you will not regret it. Guys, this brings us to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching, man.
Beautiful people, we're back onto your TV screens. And yes, we just want to say thank you to Uluxolo Mdolo for giving us his wise wisdom. And also congratulations to him for graduating. And also, okay, if you guys are not going to take his advices, I don't know, but nifuna ezigabani kwakhona, because that man is a well-educated man, and also it just shows that his plans are really working, and also his advice are really working. But ke ngokuthi na into sayenza is we are going to take a not a short quick ad break, Zintle, but we are going to wrap it up. And also, we want to, before we wrap it up, we just want to say thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and also joining us right here on channel 260 to come and be part of us, be part of the family. And yes, thank you so much for always making sure that you guys are keeping us up onto the ranks as the #1 most watched show. And yes, please do continue following us on all our social media platforms. It is at Mpumakapa TV. And yes, ke mna ke ndiyafumaneka at Nhlenhle underscore and at Nhlenhle underscore and okwangoku maske siyivaleni sithi thank you so much. Sabonana kakhona on Wednesday. Take care.